Hello, people. Today's set is called Trippy Chrome and Flowers. So let's get started. I am using long coffin tips for these, starting off with some Beetles. Now, most of them are going to be this color, and we're just going to be doing one coat, as this is our base color. That's going to be going under the chrome and or foils that we're using. That one's going to be an ombre, obviously. And most of the rest are going to be painted this blue, and then we're going to do one solid purple one. Okay, and now this, you're not going to see this, so you could just do half and half and leave it like that, be done. I'm going to go ahead and ombre these just because I want it to be thorough, and also just in case your chrome chips off, it's good to have a base color under there that kind of matches what you're using. Okay, those are all done, and into cure they go. Back out. Now I'm going to use a no wipe top on these, just on the three that we're going to chrome. And I'm going to cure that only for 30 seconds. Okay, we're using this light purple and this teal. Chrome powder. Okay, on here, on the purple, I'm just going to pack that on there kind of irregularly, and that's it. Now I've removed my gloves, obviously, on that one hand, on my left hand, because I like to do chrome. If I'm doing a full chrome nail, I like to use my fingers to rub it in. I just get a better result. And then we're going to blot on the teal, then we're going to rub them both. I don't rub them till I get them both on there. Now, I did a little more purple at the bottom of this because the teal kind of overtook it. And there's the teal being done. I'm sorry I'm out of shot again, guys. I'm really having a problem with this, and I don't know why. Okay, you didn't get to see the purple because I was totally out of shot. But we are wiping off any loose chrome powder now. Those are the only ones we're chroming, so we're going to clean these up a little. And then I'm going to go in with another coat of the no wipe, just to protect the chrome so I don't scratch it or mess it up when I'm doing the rest of this. And then we'll cure that. Also, I took extra care to make sure I didn't have any dust bits or hairs or anything in there so my chrome would look nice and smooth. Okay, these two are going to be foiled. So we're going to start off with the foil glue, and we will put that on these, and then I will cure these for 90 seconds. Once they come out of the lamp, I'm going to let them sit there for at least 30 seconds, maybe a minute, because the foil glue needs to have time to cool off after it's been in the lamp. If you put the foil on right as it comes out of the lamp, it is not going to stick as well. Foil glue can be really finicky. There's a window for using it, so I don't suggest that you do more than 2 at a time with the foil glue. Okay, now also we're using this metallic foil. So your metallic foils, you have got to clean the back side of them off with alcohol. So I'm going to start by doing that. We're just gently going to wipe this whole back side. There's some chemical on those that if you don't clean it off, it won't transfer very well. Then we're going to let that dry thoroughly. And once it is dry, I'm going to cut it in half. And then we're good to go. And then we'll just foil these as we normally do. Now, with metallic foils like this also, if you get wrinkles in them, try not to get wrinkles in them, because once it's in there, they're a little hard to get out. And being that it's foil and you get wrinkles, it's going to make creases and then it's not going to look as nice. But you can work if you do get wrinkles, which I did get a couple, you can work them out. If you're, see, there's one there. If you're careful and just go over where that wrinkle is, you can usually smooth them out. Now, I did have a couple issues with this thumbnail, which you're going to see, and you will see what I do to fix that. Once again, give it a thorough rub down. You can see along those edges there now where it is lifting off of the backing. You'll see where it's clear in between. Okay, I had a little bit of wrinkling right there. I'm trying to smooth out. Now, I have had better luck transferring these metallic foils than I have the regular transfer foils that are on the clear backing with designs on them. They're printed on there. Okay, this had a little bit right near that upper edge that did not transfer. So I lay that back down, and then considering that part had it, I'm gonna go around all the edges because if that one had it, odds are some of these other edges are gonna be lacking as well. Okay, then we're gonna try this again. Okay, now we have a little bit of an issue here at the bottom. See that part? See where it's blue there? Obviously, it did not transfer to there. So what we got to do now, I'm going to try to line that up because it's already of the right shape I need and everything. You don't really have to with this kind of a thing. This doesn't have a real set design, like a pattern to it. So technically, I could just I could stick any part of the foil, sorry, right down there and rub it on and it should be good. I was trying to line that up since it was the perfect fit for right there. Okay, I mostly got it in there. You'll see there's some other spots along that side. Now, as I said, you don't totally need to line this all up. Being this metallic foil, you can just press it on from anywhere because there's not a pattern to this really. It really isn't going to show and make a difference, especially for those little tiny bits. But there you have it. I've had this foil, this particular one, for pretty much was one of the first ones I got when I started buying foils. And it's been sitting in there and I really like it. It's pretty. I just never really knew what to do with it. So I decided in the interest of trying to use some of the things I've had forever, haven't used yet, I pulled it out and then I had to come up with a design around this particular foil. This is what my idea started with. I think you call this an oil slick foil. I've seen these on clear transfer stuff where the design is very, very sheer. It's sheer, so it's hard to see. That one I did perfectly. That one came out beautifully. There we go. Okay, here's where we are so far. And I am next going to add a layer of top coat over those two foil nails that I just did to protect them. Just in case I get crazy with this next part. I don't want to be scratching the foil or having it in case I have to wipe a bunch of stuff off. Better to be safe than have to redo. Okay, now we're going to add these white flowers. I forgot to hit record and I already had that one done and the thumbnail, which you're going to see in a second. There's the thumbnail. So you're only going to get to watch me do this last one. Okay, we're using a carving gel. Sometimes it's called clay dough. Sometimes I'm not even sure now what all they're calling it these days. It depends on the brand and that whole thing. Okay, sorry, I had to plug my computer in. It was going dark on me. Okay, moving on. So I have found that if I get my little balls that I'm gonna use, if I get those on the nail first, it helps me with the placement. 'Cause if I just go one petal at a time, I tend to get them like out of whack, and then they don't come out quite right. So I'm just gonna make these into little balls. We're gonna go off the side of the nail, so we're only gonna do half flower. And I'm going to have two longer ones on the ends and two shorter ones in the middle. Basically what I did on the thumb that you guys didn't get to see. I'm putting alcohol on the nail itself, so this will help it to stick on there. The alcohol will melt the carving gel slightly, so it will, as it cures, it will adhere better to the nail. And as I already said, I'm going to put all these on at once before I start to shape them. I believe I need more alcohol on there. And I did put some on, you just didn't see it. It got cut out. Okay, we got them on there and some semblance of where they're going to go. Now we just got to manipulate this a little. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to start to flatten my petals out. I'm just going to mash them down from the center outwards. And then I will shape the ends however I'm going to want them for these. I'm going to do them a little bit pointy. I try to keep it flush with the edge of the nail so you don't have stuff hanging over the edge getting caught on things. And what I really like about this carving gel is it stays pliable the entire time you're working with it until you put it in the lamp. You could do these with acrylic as well. Sorry, I had to get a cough drop. But as you guys know, the acrylic is going to be curing the whole time you're putting it on there. So if you can't work quickly or you like to fuss with it for a while to get it right, I recommend the carving gel. For me, the carving gel is makes a lot more sense. I mean, I have done this with acrylic before, but I'm just not working with acrylic anymore. I find the gel products to be so much easier and more forgiving. I'm trying to flatten the petals down as much towards the center as I can so I have room, which I'm going to go back here. These, by the way, are not cured yet. I'm flattening these center bits down because there's going to be a crystal going in there, crystal or crystals, and I want a flat surface for them to glue onto so they won't come off. Now this one I have put 3 petals in the center. I should have just stuck with 2. 3 was really a little too much because they're kind of squooshed together and you can't really, they don't look as nice, I don't think. But once I'm done fussing with these, we're going to go in the lamp and cure those for 2 minutes. Okay, they've been cured and we're back. Now I was going to use pigment powder for this part, but since I already had the chrome powder on my desk, I figured why not use that. So I'm going to start off with this thumb and get just the tiniest little bit on the brush. You don't need much. And I'm just going to go in the centers of these flowers and a little bit on the petals. And then I'm just going to I'm wiping excess off on paper towel that's over there that you can't see. And I'm just going to try to feather this up a little bit more. So it's not real harsh looking. Okay. Oh, I take it back. These have not been cured yet. I take that back. I did not cure these yet. So I'm putting these on the raw, uncured, because I wanted to make sure it was going to stick on there really well. So I had not cured them yet. Sorry, I led you guys astray with that one. After I get this chrome powder on here, though, I will cure these for 2 minutes. I had the time right, just not yet. Okay, on this one, I decided to do the purple instead, and then I'm wishing I had used the purple on all of them because I like the way it looked a lot better than the teal. But like I said, just the tiniest bit, and then brushing off any excess. I'm just going to use my brush to kind of blend it out carefully because these are not cured yet. Because you don't want to mash them up. Okay. See, I think that looks better than the teal ones came out. Anyway, now I'm going to cure those for 2 minutes. Okay, there's where we are. In it goes. Uh-oh. Okay, moving on. I don't know what happened there. I tried to cut that out, but clearly it didn't work. We're using AB crystals, clear ones, those kind of yellowy purple ones, and these blue ones. And there were also silver caviar beads, okay, and gem glue, of which we're going to put some in the center of this thumb. Now this is going to be out of order again because I went right on to doing this. Technically, we should have top coated everything first before this. So after I get this crystals on this thumb, we're going to go back and do the top coat on everything like I should have done. So this is a case of do what I'm telling you and not what you see me doing. This is one of those things where I know what needs to happen, what's going to be happening next, but I get a little ahead of myself. I was excited to get the crystals going on here and forgot to top coat first. So this particular one will be top coated out of order. Now I'm just going to put a kind of a cuff thing on this corner, on this top corner of this thumb. And on these I'm using the blue and the clear. And all these crystals are ABs for this. And then the dreaded caviar beads. Okay, this one I'm leaving in real time. When we get to the others, I'm going to have speed it all up. So it will be not, you won't have to sit through all the crystals at regular speed. I don't know what's with these kind of caviar beads. Man, every time they're always stuck together in pairs. And then I've got to try to unstick them. And usually when I'm doing that, they go flying across the thing. And then I lose them. Sorry. I'm having asthma issues all day today. Oh yeah, and while I'm thinking about it, guys, my dad is not doing really very well again, so I'm just letting you know there's a chance I may have to disappear off of here for a while. If I do, know that I will be back. I just don't know. I mean, what's happening for it's like a day-to-day thing. I don't always know what's going to be going on that day. So I'm trying to keep to my regular schedule, but if suddenly there's no videos for me, you'll know why. Because obviously something happened with Dad and I had to go out to their place. which I will be going out there, but just for one overnight stay for Mother's Day weekend. But after that, I will not be back out there, barring any catastrophes, until around the third week of June. So, not that you guys really care about my schedule, but I'm just letting you know if something happens before that, I will have to go. Mhm. Well, that just took me down a bad road. Anyway, let's change the subject and go on to something else here. Once I get this cuff on here and I'm happy with it, let me see. I was having an issue at this end and I couldn't figure out what is happening. And then I realized there's a little tiny crystal that's supposed to be there that was not. It dropped off at some point. So now we're adding it back in because it was messing up the end of my row there of stuff. And that's why my caviar beads were not lining up where they needed to go because it wasn't there like I thought it was. My eyes, you guys, have really been giving me trouble lately. I know I've mentioned before, but I've been told for years I should have cataract surgery and I just can't afford it, so it's not happening. I know eventually I'm not going to be able to do this kind of stuff anymore because I won't be able to see to do it. And if I can't do a halfway decent job of it, there's no point in doing it at all. At least for me. I don't want to put out subpar work when I know I could do better. All right, that's going into cure. Now, moving on. Okay, now we're top coating like we should have done before that whole last one. And I am going to top coat on these flowers, but with a very minimal amount of top. I don't want it all, a big bunch of top coat laying in there, all pooled up. So I will wipe my brush off and then just go in there with very little just to seal that chrome in and, you know, finish off the flowers, give them a little shine. And I will wipe them down again with a dry brush as soon as I get that on there so that I can alleviate top coat from pooling up in the flower petals. Too much of that in there and you lose your detail. All right, here's the thumb that I now have to top coat around the crystals. Okay, now those are going to go into cure. There's where we are so far now. All right, now back to the crystals. Now I have sped up the rest of the crystal placement. But we're just going to do a simple cuff on this purple one. I know I've been on kind of a purple kick lately, you guys. Those that have been with me for a while know that that's my favorite color. So whenever I'm trying to design a set, that's usually the first thing I grab. I try not to. I know lately I've been using it a lot. I will give you fair warning. Next week's set is also going to be purple. Well, it's going to be a darker purple, which is not really springy, but it is what it is. After that one, I'll be doing my own nails and it will be something flowery that I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I don't know about the color on that one. Okay, we've almost got this one done. As soon as I'm happy with the placement of this, it will go in the lamp. This one's only getting one crystal in the center. And this will be one of those orangey purpley ones. Okay, in that one goes. This one also is just getting a couple of them in the center. Like so. And that one's ready to cure. In we go. This teal one is going to get a cuff like the purple one did. This one I'm using the blue ABs. And I like to lay them out side by side like that just because some of the size differences are so slight that you could get two different sizes thinking you have the same size, and it doesn't really, you don't notice it until you get them all on there and you're done and everything's glued down, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, these don't look the same. So I kind of like to try to, if I'm not absolutely sure of the size, I'll lay them next to each other so they will have their, so I can, look at them and make sure they're the same. I have gotten a lot better at working with the gem glue and not getting it everywhere when I'm putting stuff on, which is why we are not going to need to top coat these again, because there will be no gluey mess to clean up this time. Okay, and once I'm happy with this one, it's going to go into cure. Gotta scooch them over because it wasn't totally centered. All right, in we go with that one. And there we are, all finished. Woohoo! Finally made it to the end. Okay, I like the way they turned out. I think they turned out kind of cool. If you like them, please give me a like. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I upload a new tutorial every Saturday. And there we have our Trippy Chrome and flowers. That is all I got for you this week, guys. Next week, another purple set, but totally different than these. Okay, that's all for now. Bye bye.